Hello everyone, it is Spirefan. It is time to talk Pokemon TCG Highlander. From the month of May, we had our new player Brian and some pretty experienced veterans with K. Willie and Ryan competing along with me. These sets will be 2 out of 3, and let's jump right into it. Round 1 is K. Willie versus Ryan. K. Willie is running a spread strategy deck with Thievul, Spiritomb, and Dragonite. Ryan Green is running a pretty classic fighting and dragon-oriented deck with Haxorus, Tyrantrum, and Rampardos. Definitely some dragons and dinosaurs going ham. And already we see some Lost Zone placements here with Giratina. Ryan actually having to Lost Zone his Tyrantrum early on can be pretty big there. Giratina, you have to Lost Zone for both sides, so it could definitely be disruptive. But Ryan can be a pretty blunt player with promoting threats. And so in this case, you see an active Rampardos wanting to just take knockouts and do a lot of damage. That kind of is his game plan with a lot of these decks. Is Ryan has both simplicity that's blunt, but he also has hidden complexity that opponents might not be able to pick up on at first. K. Willie is one of those players that does pick up on Ryan's complexities, and he's always trying to be ready. Definitely a fun, kind of friendly rivalry between the two. We again see Ryan just trying to sweep here with a strong energy attached to Rampardos doing Jurassic Hammer. That'd be a total of 90 damage as long as the hand requisite is met on the opponent. K. Willie using Thievul, which does allow you to shortcut Darkness Pokemon thanks to its Poke Power, the Call for Goons. And being able to do that, you can see Tyranitar on the bench there, which is a really cool play. Tyranitar can start stuffing any energy from your discard pile onto it every time your opponent activates a Poke Power. So that can be pretty strong. Thievul looking for a corner there. We do see Ryan running Haxorus. Haxorus able to build its stats with Dragon Dance, but also able to just do a pretty good chunk of damage. When you see Ryan rolling the dice, he's going for defensive modifiers from Haxorus' final attack at the bottom there. Being able to do pretty good damage, and also, looking for defense. Speaking of offense and defense, we see Aggron on the bench, being able to disrupt basic Pokemon. They can't use powers and Pokebodies, and then also hindering their, making them have more in their attack costs for colorless energy. We see Haxorus level X, the Highlander debut here. K. Willie looking at Giratina level X real quick, just wanting to check that. On my mistake, I forgot to include Giratina level X in the extra deck, but it looks like Ryan takes game 1. Haxorus able to do pretty well. Again, Ryan, a lot of his strategies overall can be pretty blunt, but there's a lot of hidden complexity in a lot of his deck builds, which is really cool. He's really good at statistics, trying to analyze his chances of drawing cards and just looking at his play-by-plays. Also, another thing about this deck that's hidden complexity is Ryan has really pushed for really strong, fully evolved basic Pokemon. He's playing Solrock, Landorus, and Kartana, so he can draw into them pretty early in a lot of games. With Kartana here, he's able to blitz for high damage for 1 metal energy. Kartana also has free retreat, so he can start moving into other Pokemon like Landorus here. Landorus already using Abundant Harvest to get multiple energy. Stocked up with Alolan Sandslash out on K. Willie's side. Alolan Sandslash, amazing. Able to look at the top 6 cards of your deck and add any energy you find there to your hand. Can be great for just piling up and adding resources to your hand. Also, one of the only Poke Powers that can fetch energy, which can be really good. We do see Nickit promoted after Alolan Sandslash goes down. K. Willie trying to keep momentum here. We got Dratini on the bench. We got Honedge on the bench. And Dratini already trying to build up with an energy here, which can be really good. Dragonite known to spread a lot of damage. Potentially 50 to all your opponent's Pokemon if you flip heads per target. Ryan once again trying to blitz. I think the beauty of both these players and their decks here is you look at like the way they strategize, and K. Willie has these shortcuts to do spread damage, which is really awesome. I really love that. I love that he, with Thievul, he can shortcut Tyranitar. Aega Slash is able to double damage counters. So it's kind of like it rewards patience. It also rewards just witty deck building. On Ryan's case, we're seeing right now Rampardos with heavy offense, but you look at that Aggron on the bench, and he's even running experience share. Ryan is running, he's really pushing just blunt offense and defense. I think there are some players that would just push for one, whether you go hyper offense or hyper defense, but Ryan really is running basically like hyper balance here. Speaking of defense, here comes Mega Aggron. But you can't brush off the damage potential that Mega Aggron can do. Its new ability added is Filter, which prevents trainer cards affecting it. It also doesn't have a weakness now. So yeah, Mega Aggron being able to do pretty good in both the offense and defense department. K. Willie looking like, yeah, Ryan takes the game there, and he takes the set. And then K. Willie was running one stadium that prevents healing from both sides. Now Ryan's also running Soul Rock, so I love that tech. That was so cool to see of him. Next we have Brian versus Ryan. Brian is our newest player here in the Highlander community. Already we see Volcarona level X, and just like a Smogon player is already sweating bullets, they definitely could panic seeing Quiver Dance, which is basically the equivalent here in the TCG for Volcarona level X's attack. But Ryan's really good at maintaining his composure. You can see him trying to adjust accordingly. So that's for next set. Spoilers. This is K. Willie. Brian versus K. Willie. Got the names mixed up. K. Willie is holding his composure. And that's actually the fun part about their kind of friendly rivalry. Ryan and K. Willie is they both have pretty good composure overall. But it's looking like, yeah, Volcarona level X. Brian's able to kind of just keep his ground. We do see K. Willie finally get out Dragonite level X, trying to combat Volcarona. But that one counter is helping Volcarona level X a lot, as Brian continues to hold his ground, take some prizes. Definitely a strong back and forth here. We see K. Willie building up Aega Slash, though. So Brian's definitely going to have to be careful. Looking like some bench damage going towards on Brian's side. And now we see Arcanine, who is anti-EX. And, that's pretty strong, too. Being able to hit Dragonite level X for pretty high damage. And now we see Giratina being promoted. Giratina with the Vitality Band, able to do more damage here. Pretty strong, able to spread 10 damage to all your opponent's Pokemon for 2 colorless energy. Spiritomb able to spread even more damage when it goes to the bench. So definitely you can see a lot of damage counters put on Brian's side, but Brian is holding his ground pretty well. He definitely, the good part for K. Willie's side is that Aega Slash stops weaknesses for your Pokemon, which can be really big. Volcarona, definitely able to get some offensive momentum there early on, helping them out, helping Brian out. And yeah, so Brian's deck is definitely oriented around inflicting burn, but also kind of blitzing your opponent with, Pokemon like Volcarona and Arcanine, Flareon. Burn is 20 damage, and we see that Stadium from Brian able to add burn to be 40 damage between turns. So he definitely can pile up pretty fast. We do see Ho-Oh with different energy attached to it, multiple energy, which is really cool. Now K. Willie trying to hit for a pretty strong Rainbow Wing there. We see the Colress's Experiment, being able to, you lost on your cards, compile resources. Pretty great to see. We do see the burn on Ho-Oh there, but K. Willie's able to, looks like he doesn't get the Rebirth, but the Phoenix turn, but he does use Rebirth here. Looking like, Dragonite level X, very good, pretty similar to Volcarona level X, where both can be kind of similar to how they play in competitive Smogon, where, they try to hold their ground, they could have pretty good bulk, and then they just kind of want to just throw out a bunch of damage while being hard to knock out in general. We see Arcanine with the Burning Scarf. So definitely you can, if Arcanine's Pokebody would be turned off, you could still get burned if you hit Arcanine. Also can help out Growlithe. Also sometimes, players might want to attach Pokemon tool cards to lower their hand size before they might play a Cynthia or something, so they don't redraw into it. We do see Arceus. K-Willie honestly is playing a Rainbow deck at this point. He's definitely playing a 3-element deck. I think obviously Rainbow is thought of as like every element, but I think once you hit 3 types or more, like 3 multiple energies, yeah, I'd call it a Rainbow deck. And it's really cool to see both Arceus and Ho-Oh here, and they're both able to use their attacks that do more damage per basic energy. We do see K-Willie just trying to hold his ground with Dragonite level X versus Blaziken. Blaziken can do a lot of damage, but Dragonite level X is a tank, survives that, and K-Willie takes that game. And we are at game 3. Brian did take the first one. Again, really interesting to see kind of that combative nature of Volcarona level X versus Dragonite level X. And I think both players recognize going into game 3 how strong their respective level X's are in this matchup. And they already knew in general. But here we go already, Volcarona level X getting that counter, which will increase Volcarona's damage, increase Volcarona's HP, and per counter, Brian can draw an extra card at the start of his turn. So super helpful. It also increases your mobility a bit with your lower retreat cost. So we do see Brian looking like he's trying to put K-Willie on the run, but K-Willie's got pretty good bench here. We got Dragonite, Spiritomb, and Doublade with 2 energy, looking like he might be going for the, yes, he goes for False Swipe. He does get it, and False Swipe will leave your opponent's Pokemon at 10 HP left. It's so fun to watch, for sure. I know the end result of this set, but I actually did not know that K-Willie pulled off False Swipe, so it's really funny to see. We do see Flareon able to pack a pretty high punch there. Still laughing at False Swipe. I remember, shoutouts to Sax, that was his first Highlander deck he ever built with Cleavor and Aegislash, trying to push for that kind of agenda, and you use Poison to do the remaining 10 damage. We do see Ceruledge here. All of Ceruledge's attacks can be used for 1 energy. You pair that with the Burning Scarf, and yeah, you're compacting a lot of effective disruption and damage against your opponent, while the opponent has to be wary of being burned. And K-Willie able to just kind of keep Dragonite level X up, healthy, promoted, and he does take this set. The final set is Ryan Green versus Brian. Ryan is playing, once again, Haxorus, Kartana, Rampardos. Brian playing Heatmore, Torkoal, and Flareon. He's got the Eevee set up on the bench. Ryan trying to blitz with Kartana here, already dealing 50 for 1 metal. He's got the Solrock on the bench, able to accelerate energy from the discard pile if he wants to. We got the experience share on Fracture, able to, well, looks like already stockpile energy with Solrock, but if Solrock gets knocked out, that's even more energy for Fracture. We now see Fracture as Haxorus, and Ryan able to, take down Torkoal here. He knows that Torkoal was halting him a bit. He reads Volcarona level X, trying to prepare for the counterplay here. Brian tried to set up counters, set up Volcarona. Brian's been doing a good job at, again, just really pushing that agenda. He recognizes how strong Volcarona level X can be. Ryan looking to promote Kartana here, trying to dish some pretty good chip damage. Brian retreats Volcarona, promotes Arcanine, knocks out Kartana, takes a prize. Here comes Tyrantrum, and then we see Rayhan there, able to help out Ryan's board here, his resources in general. Tyrantrum does have a Pokebody that pierces through effects on the opponent, which can help out a lot with dealing with a lot of defensive buffs. We see Solrock brought up by Lysander. Ryan taking another prize, definitely trying to be a fierce contender versus Ryan. Ryan taking out Volcarona level X. Here comes Flareon. It's pretty close, neck and neck here. Haxorus loaded up with a bunch of energy, able to hold its ground. We see the How here, getting more resources. Quick Ball, looking like Aron goes to the hand. And Ryan looking at what to do here, knocks out the defending Pokemon. Here comes Blaziken. Again, pretty high momentum from both players. Tyrantrum is promoted. Versus Arcanine, you have to watch out for the burn. Here comes the Float Stone. Full Flame, looking for an amplification. Oh, Full Flame plus Heatmore. Heatmore can pull up a Pokemon and burn them, dealing that nice 40 damage, piercing the special metal on Aron, which is really good. That was a good play by Brian because Aggron is definitely a fierce contender and can be pretty hard to knock out on average with just damage alone. So being able to try to stop that early was a good play by Brian. Ryan does end up winning with maintaining some pretty strong momentum, but definitely these are all fun sets to watch so far. Game 2, we see Tyrant started going into Landorus, going for Abundant Harvest. And already Brian going for Volcarona level X. Again, he understands the game plan. Good props to him. I've seen him improving drastically throughout these tournaments, and he's been definitely keeping at it, trying to keep good pace here. Volcarona level X doing pretty well. And yeah, getting that counter there to boost Volcarona level X's stat. We'll see how Ryan adjusts. He's getting that Tyrantrum ready. I think he's wanting to just try to pierce through Volcarona level X. Looking like he does get a knockout. Volcarona is weak to fighting, so that's definitely something Ryan can take advantage of here. Just like in the video game, you know, you might be able to just get a Rock Slide from Rampardos against Volcarona, and that could knock it out pretty fast no matter its boost. We got Aggron here. Aggron being able to use Head Up, which can get a lot of your energy back into your deck. I mean, it's near endless for the amount of energy that could be shuffled in for more damage. We do see Mega Aggron changing the weakness from fighting to fire, but Filter helps against the fire weakness. Tyrantrum also resists fire, so that can be super helpful too. And looking like we have a promotion to Haxorus as the fight keeps going. Flareon, again, both players holding their ground. 4 prizes to 3, left to right, respectfully. Ryan does take a prize with Haxorus here, but again, he's able to, you know, he understands that Brian is definitely promoting some pretty big threats over and over. We see the Fighting Fury Belt on Torkoal. You love to see it. Here's Charcadet, 1 fire energy. Nice, you love to see it. Looking at it, yeah, because Ceruledge only needs 1 fire, but Ryan is again able to stay blunt. You can see at the end there, looks like he's kind of talking a bit about Mega Aggron, which I know he did at the event. He enjoys how blunt Aggron can be as a Pokemon, both in offense and defense capabilities. Definitely a big threatening tank. And congrats to Ryan Green for winning it. He's been gone for a little bit, but he comes back, wins the tournament, and it was great. I had a lot of fun. I'm glad you guys all had a lot of fun. Again, thank you to the pizza place for hosting. Super kind people. If you're ever in Kansas City, please check them out. They have 2 locations now in Blue Springs, and it's awesome to see them grow and prosper. Thanks again for tuning in, and stay safe out there. Adios!